Fra-RavExel here with a World War II Allied final recording. This game is from late May 2017. Here we're going to be showing different strategies that can be used. I'm going to go ahead and show this for you. First of all, here are the teams. We have Goliath as Germany. We have Knockouts as Italy, and Malign as Spain. If you don't know Malign, he's not the oldest school player. He kind of came around like midway through the World War II scene, but was able to get extremely good towards the 2009, 2010 type of era, and was just a really top player. Now he has come back a little bit. He came back for a week or two. Didn't play a whole lot of games, but just if you weren't familiar with him, that's a little bit of backstory on him. And for the allies, we have myself, Fra-RavExel, as France. We have Uk-Waffen as UK. Then we have Balth as Norway. And then, of course, we got Delacroix, also known as Jerry, as Russia. So let's go ahead, and I'll see if I can point out what's kind of different about this game. Alright, so what do we have these initial movements? Okay, we have UK pulling out, very standard, kind of hiding behind the bunkers here. Italy deciding to retreat. Germany getting a slight lure by France, and the double SCVs being built. Okay, so we have an Algiers hold by France. So again, the first little bit of what's different on this. We have Egypt being lured by UK. Very good job. That helps open up the Africa for your France. A little bit of a lure here from Germany. So they were able to get the Belgian bunkers and three tanks there by a lure. UK loading up the his ground troops there. We have Russia. Looks like he's gathering low. So we're gonna have to see what that happens there. So all the Axis troops were destroyed except for the air that came in later. So that's where you see the two SCVs were healing the bunkers, which able to get a large kill count. As you can see, 39 France kill count before the major attack comes. Pretty high, but not able to completely hold it just because of these scouts. But the scouts are hitting there, and they aren't attacking currently. So Spain a little bit delayed on the attack. We have buildings coming up a little bit late, going right through Belgium, but no scouts going to kill those, particularly the more valuable target, which is the BCs. So good job by Goliath, sending those BCs a little bit low. Should be beating up with Spain. Spain's really got to be around this position at this point. You got to be with your Germany. Just a little 10-15 second timer that makes a big difference. So very solid attack here. Looking like it's going to be about a 85-90 kill hold, but again, that's mostly because of the Algiers men. So good take, decent hold. The industry was taken, so what you do is you lift the barracks from this way and you go up towards the industry here. If you do that, you got to do that within the first 30 seconds. You got to send that building, and you get that industry in the first two tanks. It helps with the early Africa take. So here with UK doing the work in Egypt, and able to open up that. So here we have a Rome take. So here we have the CC and the factory taken. UK deciding to go ahead and clear this out. A good move. A better move, higher risk, would have been to drop this CC. If you could kill this CC, that's both command centers down for Italy. That means he has to rebuild another command center before any bunkers can be built. It's a good chance that's game at that point. Russia with their second hit can often go ahead and finish that off. So here, built a bunker, just looking to kind of delay the access. At least you're making the Axis have to respond to you, where Italy is here, Spain's here, so the allies know that Spain pretty much can't do an aggressive move at this point, just because of all this additional movement. He's got to go back down for 440 for the Goliath trigger, and then Italy here, instead of being able to put concentration into bunks and setting up the eastern front, here he has his first two bunkers down. He's having to send troops down and pick up Rome. So here we have Spain being able to retake Algiers. Just a little bit slow on that. Wasn't able to get that first Africa attack because of the Algiers hold. Here again, so because of that first aggressive move in Rome, Spain was not able to defend that trigger, and we have France that's able to attack. So here, extremely early drop by Balthasar, had about a 6 drop before the Atlantic wall is able to come up. So this is just again putting pressure on the axis. Normally you want to be able to drop to kill the Atlantic wall, but here just again putting pressure. So BC's got to come, tanks got to come. Spain's not able to do anything aggressive right now. He hasn't made any sort of movements towards France. France building an unusual turret here. You don't normally see that. Must have come from an SCV from that command center that was lifted. Here we have a low German attack on Germany, nicely defended with those bunkers. Looks like everything is spread out. Not much going to be able to be done. Waffen here moving up and hitting the hold button, trying to get an advantage on the scouts. So here doing a good job being able to get those scouts, but taking a little bit unnecessary damage from these bunkers, just trying to do what he can, sniping that last BC. Did a good job microing there. Probably had a slight advantage in the air battle there. So we take a look back. France was able to clear the bunker there and is about to move through. UK really has to be able to lift this. You really should be doing this by your second turn. This is the beginning of the third turn now. So like a France that's able to take this bunker quickly needs to be able to move his building, his units down through here. But as you can see, very, very good job by UK taking out these buildings, and is able to open up Africa for his team. So here, Italy was not able to take Greece because he was pulling his tanks. As you can see, still has a number of tanks left. I was just a little bit worried about the Russia going ahead and rolling him first or second rush. So very nice drop here by Norway. Very, very large drop. Balth doing a good job getting a large amount of drops quickly with that first drop, and then now the second drop right at the beginning of almost ready right at the beginning of the third turn. Should be able to drop those sometime around this Mediterranean trigger. Mediterranean coming at 0. Doesn't look like Malign's getting any help from his team, but it's gone ahead and Spain, Italy's going to go ahead and try to tax this. Because of the good work that UK was able to do, it's an really easy time for France to go ahead and take Africa. This is the time you want to be taking Africa, right before this Mediterranean trigger. When this Mediterranean trigger happens, you got to assume that the Italy trigger is going to be coming very shortly. So right after the Mediterranean, as you just saw, 5 to 10 seconds, these BCs come and happen. Now normally when they see a large army coming down, the BCs go down towards Africa, but here a very well-timed attack by Russia and is pushing right through before any bunkers can be built up, and it allows Africa to be taken. So this probably wasn't even talked about. Maybe it was just something that was instinctual, but the coordination, very, very well done. Here the Norway drops in the Norway air, looking to go for tanks, it looks like. Yeah, just looking to get a flank. Just trying to get some troops as deep into the Axis territory as possible. Norway going ahead and picking up these BCs. Looks like he should be able to get all 4. Let's go ahead and see if he does that. Absolutely does. Picks up the 4 Norway BCs. This is the 1.1 version, so those are elite BCs, so great targets to go ahead and get. Germany does have a single armor on these BCs. Coming down, going for the flank. Physics has been taken, and just a real nice construction of buildings, all the while the France is able to secure Africa. So making the turret there, wanting to secure that industry as quick as possible, and then looking to try to get these cities. Spain is able to get the Ireland trigger, where you take 6 veterans and move them up towards this academy and drop on the academy. So hit U, or you press the button and then go towards this academy and drop right on it. Most people tend to fly through this area right here, so your drop doesn't take too much damage, but I've also seen people go through this way as well, and that goes ahead and secures this island and these infantry. Here we have a pretty early deployment of the BCs by Germany, going right down towards Algeria. Was right before the tax, but France had only taxed 2 of the cities here, and that was never taken. So he's just looking to go ahead, and he really wants to take the army here as Germany, but France doing a good job and pulling to the west, where he has the easily defensible position with the 2 bunkers. So again, that early pressure by the Allies is not able to take the Goliath trigger out, not able to kill these bunkers. So France, knowing that, is going ahead to retreat and still has an army and a SCV ready to retake Algeria. So it was a decent use of the BCs just to be able to clear that area. He would have liked to take out more of the army, but knew it was safe because Russia had just attacked. Perhaps it might have been a little bit better used towards UK, but he didn't know UK was this well defended. So this probably would have been able to be defended. He did not know that all this was made, but probably the superior choice was to try to hit UK. But I don't think that Spain had a massive drop by then. He probably only had those 3 or 4 drops that we saw filled. He's just going ahead and filling now. Just a little bit, again, slow. He's just a little bit rusty at this point, but Malign is just getting used. Here, as France, a little bit of an unusual position. Normally, when you're going for that first drop, you're trying to drop Spain, or you're trying to drop France here and try to take these cities out and move up towards the Atlantic Wall before the 2-timer, so you can take away as much tax as possible. So here I'm basically coordinating with Russia and Norway. Norway was just calling for a Spanish drop. Spain did drop Algiers here, so seeing that, I'm going ahead and dropping. I must have also seen these messers come because they were looking for the drops, and just 5 seconds earlier these messers would have taken out all my drops with all the units in, and it would have been severely stunted for the rest of the game. So very, very close happenings. Russia's going ahead and poking again, just looking to clear out buildings, just looking to be an annoyance right now for the Allies. Doesn't know that these buildings are floating here or flying those scouts. Oh, beautiful. Oh, somehow he saw that. Going ahead and trying to pick up these buildings. The CC and the barracks are by far the most important buildings for Italy, so anytime you can have a chance of taking any of them out. Remember, the CC was taken out here by the early UK drop, so this is the only CC left. Extremely high value building, probably the most high value building in the game currently, just because of how the game is working out. And UK, Italy being having to rebuild that before any additional bunkers are made. And that's been taken out, so Italy very heavily stunted. Russia, knowing that this area is very heavily defended, Italy should be telling Germany that what's happening here, that an army is going right through its territory. Very unusual right now. It's not even a very big army. But here, being followed up by the RAF. Wow, that is 3 groups of RAF just going right down into the middle of the axis. Germany not quite responding because he only has a large amount of ground and not much air. He's very scared for his BCs here. He's got, looks like 2 groups there, maybe another half group being made, but 2.5 groups with the BCs. And the triple barracks that was made by Spain just been killed, again, by this very unusual Russian army. And the GGs popped up with Africa taken, with Spain not able to do too much this game, just a little bit of rust there. Probably could have played this out a little bit more, but was definitely in favor of the Allies. And so here we saw a couple interesting things. So first of all, we saw the Algiers hold here, which again, it didn't completely hold Algiers, but was able to secure the Goliath trigger, which was made it so that the Axis was not able to define Africa very well. We saw the early Rome drop, which was able to get the factory, the CC, and very importantly, all these supply depots. Now, not as important as in some of the older versions, because now with Exel's 1.1 version, Italy does have a number of more supply, probably around the 20 or 30 mark, which is a huge advantage for him, making him not needing to build as many supply depots. But there we saw the drop there, cleared it out, tried to bunker, tried to take the tax. Would have been a little bit better to drop this other CC. Would have been probably a quicker game. But still, very, very nice job. We had Africa being taken quite early by UK, and then followed up by France, and UK bunking up. the extremely early drops by Norway, getting those 6 drops and dropping right around here, and that was only directly after he had the Norway trigger. So he had 6 drops right in France long before the Atlantic Wall was going to happen. So very nice early drop, just putting pressure, and the Axis just didn't know where to go. They were just reacting, and the only aggressive move they were able to do was send the BCs down to Algeria, in which France was able to back off. So here, just poking and prodding by the Allies, causing the Axis to not exactly be not to know what to do, or to have a concentrated attack, and then just a little bit of rust on Spain, and that's what happened. So hope you enjoy, and see you all later.